March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, GLC 30 AS 18, and the governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, as well as Mayor Carantone's declaration of emergency dated March 15, 2020. This meeting of the Condo Review Board will be conducted via remote participation. We will post an audio recording, audio video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive recording of these proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting on the City of Somerville website. And I think we're going to do a roll call before we go into the agenda, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll do a quick roll call, and let's see. Board Member Janiak? I think she's on mute. We'll come back to her.
I'm here.
Okay, great. Board Member Kanda?
Present.
Great. And myself, co-chair, Paul. All right. So first on the agenda, looks like we have the approval of the November 16 hearing minutes. So we can, does anybody have any questions on the minutes? If not, we can do a roll call vote to approve those meeting minutes. I will say I was not at that meeting, so I will do the roll call, but I will not vote to approve those minutes.
Well, can we vote to approve if it's just the two of us? Then, and sorry, there's a cuckoo clock in the background, but if it's just the two of us, we'll have to wait till next meeting, right?
So you can actually vote on minutes even though you weren't attending the meeting. We did get that information from John Long. So if you're comfortable voting, you can.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so roll call to approve the November 16 meeting minutes. Board Member Janiak?
I have to actually call the roll call. Sorry.
I'm sorry?
Vice Chair Paul?
Yes.
Member Kanda?
Yes.
Board Member Janiak?
Yes.
And Board Member Medeiros, are you on the call? No, doesn't look like it. Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that, Hannah. Thank you.
No problem.
So the next thing on the agenda is new business. So let's see, we'll jump right in. We have the application of Lee Ann Walsh seeking a final conversion permit for Unit 18 and Unit 18A, and a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 20 located at 18-20 Spring Street.
Good evening, Ann Vigorito on behalf of the applicant. How is everyone this evening? This is obviously for the final conversion permit. So you do have all of the necessary requirements, the structural engineer's report, the master deed, as well as the original application. There were tenants in this property and they have all moved out. I know that was sent to Hannah back in November. Would the board like me to go through the names of the tenants and the days that they moved out, because then that's when they received their relocation payments?
It wouldn't hurt, sure.
I just wanted to, so there's about 7 of them. So Michael Smith, he moved out on May 31st of 2020. Michael Gibson, August 31st of 2020. Samuel Ayers, August 31st, 2020. Joseph Gibson, August 31st of 2020. Kristen Gregory, October 1st of 2020. Kate Atkinson, October 1st of 2020. Joshua Blewett, November 21st of 2020. And then last, Michelle Carter, November 21st of 2020. And upon their move outs, they all received relocation payments.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, we will open up. Do we still need to do, since this is the final one, are we still needed to open it up for public comment, Hannah?
Yep, both board questions and public comment.
Okay, yep, so we'll open it up for public comment. If anyone wants to speak for or against this at 1819 Spring Street, the floor is open. Okay, we'll end the public part and take it to the board. Do you guys have any questions on this application?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, great. So we will, let's go to the application again. It's a non-rental conversion permit. We already previously issued it for unit 20. Verification of the relocation payments, as the attorney Van Vigorito just went through, was provided. They have the waiting period for all the tenants. Everybody has vacated and received those payments. The master deed is included, and the engineers and architect report is also included. So I vote to approve this conversion permit. So
Great. Vice Chair Paul?
yes.
Board Member Kondo?
Yes.
And Board Member Janiak?
Yes.
Thank you.
Great. You're
Okay.
approved.
All right,
Okay.
I will mute myself and I'll see you in a few minutes on my next application.
Great. Okay, so now next on the agenda, we have applications for preliminary condominium conversion permits.
Okay,
So we have 118 Orchard Street LLC with
that's
Kessie.
138 Orchard.
138 Orchard Street LLC with Kessie Akawa. I'm sorry, back
Okay,
to the
so my name's Kwesi Akwa. Kwesi
name.
Akwa.
Thank you.
And I'm the manager for the LLC that owns this property.
Great, thank you. So we can jump right into that application, and it looks like you're looking for a preliminary condo conversion permit for Unit 2 located at 130 Orchard Street and Unit 1.
Correct.
So could you just tell us a little bit about the application?
Right, okay, so this is a two-family that I purchased in November. Unit 1, or both units were vacant at the time of purchase. Unit 1 was unoccupied, I believe before I purchased it. And Unit 2, I believe the tenants vacated in April of this year, earlier this year. I'm looking to convert both units into condominiums.
Okay.
I believe Unit 1 had a residential exemption. I also have documentation, an affidavit, essentially, from the representative of the former owner who passed away, by the way. This is an estate property as well as a bankruptcy property. So there is an affidavit essentially indicating that they lived there for a very long time, Unit 1. Unit 2, on the other hand, was a rental. I had no contact with the former renters. I actually tried through the attorney to try to locate them. And I got a letter from the attorney and I forwarded it to Hannah. So Hannah's aware that we're not able to reach them. They didn't want to be reached, as a matter of fact. I think Hannah will confirm that. So because I believe she attempted
Yeah,
to.
I reached out as well, and I was told the same thing, that they weren't going to give me the contact information.
Okay. Well, all right. Thank you for that. I guess at this point, we will open it up for public comment on 138 Orchard Street, Unit 1 and 2. If anybody in the public wants to speak for or against this preliminary conversion, now's the time. Okay, we can end that portion for public comment and open it up to the board for questions. I just want to say, Hannah, thank you for that. So for clarifying that, what do we do if they don't want to be, I guess, like?
The ordinance requires, a good faith effort. I think a good faith effort was put in here both by the applicant and by myself. So I don't really think that there's anything else that can be done.
Okay. Any other questions from any other board members? All right, great. We'll take a. Okay. All right. So we'll go back through the application again. You're seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 and a preliminary conversion permit for Unit 2, located 138 Orchard Street. As you mentioned, the property was purchased vacant November 2020. Verification of the prior owner, occupancy has been provided for Unit 1, which was discussed. Let's see, the residential exemption, we have that. As we also discussed, the waiting period, yes, the 1 year for Unit 2, which was previously rented, but as Hannah said, we have the good faith, so we have that waiting period. And then the notice was given, owner unable to successfully obtain contact information from former residents. Let's see, we have the certificate of good standing dated 12/4/2020, water bill dated 12/4/2020. We do not have the deed. The deed is included. The master deed is not included. The engineer and architectural report is not included. And we do have a check in the amount of $1,200. So right now I vote for a preliminary, help me with the word, Hannah. It is a
It's a non-rental for
yes.
Unit 1 and a preliminary for Unit 2.
Preliminary Unit 2, yes. So we can take a vote on
Vice
this
Chair
one.
Paul,
Yes.
Board Member Condo,
Yes.
and Board Member Daniak?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so next on the agenda, we have the application for 25 Appleton Street LLC. This is also Mr. Kessie seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 located at 25 Appleton Street. Can you speak to this one, sir?
Sure. So this is a single family that I purchased in July. Purchased it vacant. The previous owner had lived there a long time. He provided an affidavit essentially indicating that he'd been living there. And also we do have a residential exemption in application as well. We have documentation showing that they had the residential exemption. So the purpose, the goal is to build 2 condominiums essentially. It is a single family currently, so we're going to add 1 more unit so it becomes 2 condominiums. But I'm applying for conversion of the existing single.
Okay. Okay, so we'll open up the public hearing, public comment period for this application of 25 Appleton Street. Okay, we can close the public commenting period, and open it up to the board for questions. Okay, so I have
no questions.
No questions?
No, yes.
Heather, I'm sorry, Heather, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, Willie.
This is Willie.
Hi, Willie.
Thanks for joining.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't get on for some reason.
No problem. We just began.
Yep, that's
Okay.
no problem. We have a board member joining us right now. Okay, so I do have one question. So it's a single family being converted to the 2 family, and they're applying for the non-rental conversion permit for the unit that's already there. Do they have to apply for adding the unit or no?
No, just the existing unit. You don't have to apply for construction.
All right, great. Okay, so I will go back through the application one more time before we vote on it. So 25 Appleton Street, you're seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 located at 25 Appleton Street, which is a single family. And then you're going to add a unit, make it 2 condominiums. The property was purchased vacant in July 2020, previously owner occupied, which you mentioned is an affidavit. Also single family being converted, residential exemption. Yes, we have that on file. No waiting period needed. Also no notice given due to that. Certificate of good standing dated 11/12/20. The water bill 11/12/20. The deed is included. The master deed is not included. The engineer and architectural report is not included, and we have a check for $600. So So we'll vote on this on a non-rental conversion permit.
Thank you. Vice Chair Paul,
Yes.
Board Member Kondo,
Yes.
and Board Member Janiak,
Yes.
and Board Member Maderos.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. All right, next up is the application of Christy Ying Nix, seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 located at 24 Kensington Street. Is the representative for this application on the line?
Yeah, I see Melissa and Megan. I'm not sure which one is going to speak to this, but if one of you could present the application.
Okay, sorry, Melissa Hagemeister here. I had to get unmuted. So I am presenting this application. So our client is looking for a removal permit for an owner-occupied unit. The other 2 units are being built and they don't require a removal permit. The property was purchased vacant from the seller in April of 2019. We've provided 12 months of utility bills for the owner-occupied unit.
Okay, great, thank you. We'll open it up for the public commenting period for 24 Kensington Ave or Street here. I think it's Ave. If anybody wants to speak for or against it, now's the time. Okay, we can close that portion of the application and open it up for the board for any questions. Okay, so we'll just go back through the application one more time. You're seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 located at 24 Kensington. Is it Ave or Street? Because the agenda says Street. I'm sorry. The application says Ave.
I
And
believe we have,
is it Ave? Okay.
let me double check.
Sorry about that.
Okay, well, while they double check that. As the attorney mentioned, the property is owner occupied, single family home with the second unit under construction, which those don't require the permits for those to be applied for. The owner plans to actually move back into the unit once the construction, one of the units when the construction is completed. The residential exemption, no, but there is other verification that shows a temporary location of the owner during the construction. Waiting period, not applicable in this case. I'm sorry, it is Ave?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it is I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Nope, great, thank you. Notice given is also not applicable for this application. We have certificate of good standing dated 11/25/20. The water bill also dated 11/25/20. The deed is included. The master deed is included. The engineer and architectural report is also included, and we received a check in the amount of $600. So we can vote on this application.
Can you just say what we're voting on just one more time?
I'm sorry?
Can you just say the non-rental conversion permit for unit?
Yes, we're going to vote on a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 located at 24 Kensington Ave, not Street.
Vice Chair Paul,
Yes.
Board Member Kondo,
Yes.
Board Member Janiak,
Yes.
and Board Member Maderos.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next on the agenda, we have the application for 46 Laurel Street LLC, Christopher Lazier, seeking a preliminary conversion permit for Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4 located at 46 Laurel Street. And forgive me for butchering your name.
All right, this is the application of 46 Laurel Street LLC, Chris Bergholzer, attorney Melissa Hagemeister from Adam Dash & Associates representing. This is a 4-unit building and the owners are requesting the removal permits. The property was purchased vacant from the seller's sister where she held it in trust back in October of 2018, and it's been vacant since purchase. Prior to the time that it was vacant, 2 units previously were occupied by 2 family members prior to it being vacant. And so we are seeking to get the removal permits for this. We provided all the documentation that is necessary.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll open up the
Sorry
public
about
comments.
that. It looks like I didn't note that on the cover sheet. That.
Which one? What was that, Hannah? I'm sorry.
I was just saying I didn't note the 2 units being previously owner occupied. I
Oh.
just wrote that they were all previously vacant, so that was my oversight.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll open it up for the public and commenting period for 46 Laurel Street, LLC. If anybody wants to speak for or against the application, now is the time. Okay, we'll close that portion of the application and open it up to the board for questions.
I have a question about this application, about the 2 units that were occupied by family members.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you walk us through the documentation that has been provided to demonstrate that?
I don't believe that we provided anything about the family members that were tenants or occupied prior to that. The deed comes from Kathy Hurst, which is the seller's sister, and it's been vacant since October of 2018, which is more than a year.
Yeah, I'm looking
we
at the
can get
application as well, and I'm
that.
not seeing owner occupancy verification, which is seeming to be why I didn't note it.
It was in a
I see
trust.
this one affidavit, but this is all I'm seeing.
Right. The trust was Kathy Hurst Trust, and Kathy Hurst is Chris Burkholzer's sister. And then the units, some of the units were tenanted by some family members.
Actual verification of that does need to be provided.
Yes.
Oh, as of now, the cover sheet is actually accurate. They all will have a waiting period until that verification was provided. I didn't receive any verification of former owner occupancy. It's former relation owner.
Okay, would you like an affidavit specifically of who the tenants were and how they were related?
Well, so you do have to provide the verification that's always required when there is a unit that was formerly owner occupied. So that's yes, an affidavit, but also actual verification, whether that comes in the form of a residential exemption or 12 months of bills, what have you. You have to provide the actual verification of former owner occupancy.
Okay.
Okay, so with that said, we'll actually move forward with the application as is. So we will vote, when we make this vote, we will vote with the waiting period in place until that information can be provided to the city's office, which offline you can get with Hannah on how to do that. Okay, so we're going to vote we'll go back to the application quickly. So they're seeking a 146 Laurel Street LLC. They're seeking a preliminary conversion permit for unit 1, 2, 3, and 4. The property they said was purchased vacant in 2018. Residential exemption, no, but we'll wait to see what happens with that. The waiting period, yes, we will put a waiting period for all 4 units right now until the verification for owner occupancy can be provided. Notice was given, not applicable. Certificate of good standing is dated 11/25/20. The water bill also dated 11/25/20. The deed is included. The master deed is included. The engineer and architect's report is also included, and we received a check for $2,400. So we'll vote on the preliminary conversion permit for unit 1, 2, 3, and 4 with the waiting period attached.
Thank you. Board Chair Paul?
Yes.
Board Member Conda?
Yes.
Board Member Janiak?
Yes.
Board Member Medeiros?
Yes.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. All right, next on the agenda is the application of George Zagrafos seeking a non-rental conversion. Zagrafis, thank you, seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 and Unit 2 located at 12 Lowell Street. Speak to this application.
May it please the board, Attorney John Martino on behalf of George Zagrafis. Mr. Zagrafis is the trustee of a property that's been a multi-generational property throughout his family. He resides on the first floor and his son on the second floor. He's in Unit 1, his son would be in Unit 2. The intent is to convert both units into condominiums and to gift Unit 2 to his son, where his son will continue to reside in the family household or the family home. We have provided a complete application, including detailed affidavits and supporting bills to show ownership. There's a complete master deed in there and all requisite materials.
Great, thank you for that. Okay, so we'll open up the public commenting period for a non-rental conversion permit for 12 Lowell Street. If anybody wants to speak for or against this conversion permit, now's the time. Okay, we'll close that portion of the application and we'll open it up to the board for any questions. Okay, doesn't look like the board has any questions or move. So we'll go back to the application. The 112 Lowell Street, they're seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 and Unit 2. As the attorney spoke, Unit 1 is owner occupied. Unit 2 is occupied by the owner's son, who will be gifted a unit once everything is finalized. Residential exemption, no, but it looks like the verification. Are you looking to provide that later, or
We've already
is it not?
provided that.
It was
Okay.
provided.
Okay, great. All right, waiting period not applicable. Notice given, yes. Let's see, certificate of good standing. We have 12/14/20. The water bill also dated 12/14/20. We have a deed included. We have a master deed included. We have an engineer and architect's report also included, and a check for $1,200 that was received. So we'll take a vote.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Sorry, I apologize for interrupting right before we can vote, especially since you just repeated everything. I did want to clarify one thing. I didn't think I had a question, but my perception of this property is that one unit is in fact is a residential exemption, is an owner occupancy exemption, and the other unit is exempted because it is being sold to a family member.
Well, I was under the
So I was
impression
confused.
Gifted.
Sorry.
That's why I think so. But Hannah, could you clarify? Is there a difference between gifting and selling to a
I don't
family
believe
member?
that it is.
Yeah, I think effectively no. There's no right to purchase. The son in question already lives in the unit, so he's occupying his own unit. I mean, purchasing and being gifted the unit he currently occupies.
Right. So I guess I was confused by residential exemption, no, and what that means. I don't mean to.
That literally just means that that particular piece of verification, the residential exemption, was not provided, but other verification of owner occupancy was provided.
Oh, I see. Thank you for clarifying that. I apologize for my confusion. So what you're saying is this person did not get a tax, did not reduce their property tax by applying for the residential exemption, and instead they provided us with utility bills as we saw in the application.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Okay, I apologize for my confusion there, but I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page about the reasons that these units are exempted, which is one was occupied by the owner and the other one is being sold / gifted to a family member in the 4th degree of kindred.
Exactly.
Fabulous. Thank you. Sorry for coming late with that question.
No, thank you, Board Member Janiak. I kind of had a question around it too, but when the word gifted, I just assumed. All right, so once again, we're going to take a vote for 12 Lowell Street for a rental conversion permit for Unit 1 and Unit 2.
Yep. Chair Paul,
Yes.
Board Member Konda,
Yes.
Board Member Janiak,
Yes.
and Board Member Maderos.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, next on the agenda,
Thank you for your time.
thank you. We have the application of 87 Wallace Street LLC, David Enans, seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 located at 87 Wallace Street.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, this is Garrett Innes. I'm representing the owner, David Innes. This property was purchased in March 2020, and it's a single-family house. And we're looking to remove the one unit. It was owner occupied for many years, and we provided a affidavit from the owner. And this house we're converting to 2 units.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll open up the public commentary period for 87 Wallace Street. If anyone wants to speak for or against this non-rental conversion permit, now is the time. Okay, we'll close that portion and we'll open it up to the board for any questions. Okay, since there's no questions from the board, we'll go through the application quickly. So 87 Wallace Street LLC, they're seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1. Unit 1 is formerly owner occupied, and the second unit will be added to the property as it is a single family home, as the attorney spoke to. Resident exemption, yes. We have a waiting period that's not applicable, and a notice that's given that's also not applicable in this case. We have a certificate of good standing dated 12/15/20. There is a water bill also dated 12/15/20. The deed is included. The master deed is also included, and the engineer and architectural report is also included, and we received a check for $600. So we will now take a vote for the non-rental conversion permit in Wallace Street.
Chair Paul,
Yes.
Board Member Conda,
Yes.
Board Member Janiak,
Yes.
and Board Member Maderos.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. All right, next on the agenda, we have the application of Joseph Mark seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 and Unit 2 located at 75 Walnut Street.
Good evening, Ann Vigorito, representing the applicant, Joseph Mark. We submit this application seeking a non-rental conversion permit for unit numbers 1 and 2 located at 75 Walnut Street. Before you, you do have a completed application, pages 1 through 10. You have the deed to Joseph Mark, which is dated December 17th of 2019. A paid water bill with receipt, a good standing from the city of Somerville, a prior owner affidavit, a proof of residential exemption. You also have a master deed and you have full payment as well. The property was purchased by the applicant Joseph Mark on December 17th of 2019. And the prior owner, Maria DaCosta, and her family resided at 75 Walnut Street from March 11th, 1997 until the sale to Joseph Mark in December of 2019. So therefore, we'd be seeking the non-rental conversion permit. You do have everything before you. The only thing you do not have is a structural engineer's report.
Great, thank you for that. All right, we'll open it up for public commenting for 75 Walnut Street. If anybody wants to speak for or against this non-rental conversion permit, now is the time. Okay, since we don't have anybody in the public commentary period, we'll open up for the board for any questions. Okay. Great. So we'll go through the application quickly. So 75 Walnut Street, they're seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 and Unit 2. The property was purchased vacant in 2019, was formerly owner occupied, as the attorney mentioned. Residential exemption, yes. Waiting period not applicable. Notice given also not applicable. We have certificate of good standing dated 12/9/20. We have a water bill also dated 12/9/20. We have a deed that's included. The master is also included. The engineer and architectural report is not included, and we have a check that was received in the amount of $1,200. So we will vote for a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 and 2 at 75 Walnut Street.
Mayor Paul,
Yes.
Board Member Condo,
Yes.
Board Member Janiak,
Yes.
and Board Member Maderos.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Happy holidays and stay safe, everyone. Look forward to seeing you next year.
Same to you.
Thanks,
Thank
Ann.
Same to you.
Next on the agenda is the application of 25 Corinthian Road LLC with also David Imus seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 and Unit 2 located at 25 Corinthian Road.
Yes, hi, this is Garrett Innes representing the owner. This house was purchased in August of this year. It was completely owner occupied, and it was owner occupied for a very long time as well. And we provided a owner affidavit stating this, and there was a residential exemption for this house as well.
Okay. All right, so we will open it up for the public commenting period for the non-rental conversion permit of 25 Corinthian Road. If anybody wants to speak for or against this, now is the time. All right, since there's nobody, we will open it up to the board for any questions. Pretty straightforward. All right, so we'll go back to the application. It's 25 Corinthian Road LLC. They're seeking a non-rental conversion permit for Unit 1 and Unit 2. The property was purchased vacant in August of 2020. It was formerly owner occupied, as the attorney mentioned. Residential exemption, yes. The waiting period, not applicable. Notice given, also not applicable. We have a certificate of good standing dated 12/15/20. We have a water bill also dated 12/15/20. We have a deed that's included. Master deed is also included. We have an engineer and architecture report that's also included, and a check that was received in the amount of $1,200. We will now vote for a non-rental conversion permit for Units 1 and Unit 2 at 25 Corinthian Road.
Board Member Paul,
Yes.
Board Member Condo,
Yes.
Board Member Janiak,
Yes.
and Board Member Maderos.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, that's it.
All right. Bring this meeting to a close.
Motion to close.
I second. I wanted somebody else. I feel like I did so much talking today.
Happy to do it.
Thanks.
Great. Thanks, everybody. Have a happy holiday. Just a
Happy
note, the
holidays.
January meeting
Happy
is
holidays.
January 25th.
Yeah, everybody have a
I don't
happy
expect that to
holiday.
change.
When is it
Happy
again?
holidays, everybody.
Take care.
January 25th.
The 25th, January. Awesome. Thank you. Have a good holiday, everyone.
Bye.
All
Thanks,
right,
everybody.
take care,
Have a good one.
everybody.
Bye.